welcome back to Denise Dives In. Today I just wanted to dive into how I started budgeting. I think that a new month, it's November 1st, is always a good time to start new goals. Like, you don't have to have like a new year to start something new. And this is taking me a couple months to get tweaked down to exactly what I want. So I hope by January I have it down set, so even though it's not like really a New Year's resolution, like I can really hit 2019 strong. So I thought maybe I could make this video and just show you where I began and where I started budgeting, so that if you haven't started yet, maybe you can. So let's just jump right into it. Let's dive right into it, because this is Denise Dives In. Alright, so first of all, I just made my overview page for September, because that's when I started, was in September. Now if you look at my October, I just basically wanted it to look the same. So like, this is my October overview. So I basically just copied it so that it looked similar, so that if I went back next year in September, I could see exactly what I had going on. But this isn't how I started. I didn't even have this planner in September. So I started basically just writing down everything, writing down all of my expenses, writing down all of my, I've always written down my bills since I was 16 years old. I've written down my bills, what I owe, but the rest of the money that I would get, I would just spend because it was there. So this is basically just trivial. I just wanted to show you that I did write down my incomes and stuff so I can better budget in the future. And I wrote down exactly how I'm doing it currently. So on this page, you can see that I have a ton of budget items. The reason for this was I didn't really start budgeting yet. I was just basically jotting down everything that was going on. So in the future, I could see exactly how much I need to budget, because like $300 for groceries is a lot. I think we could have cut that back, and we did cut that back. We now budget, I think it's $240. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's $240. And we went over in September, so that we could definitely cut back. Dine out, I budgeted about $180, and we spent $180.84. This is high. That's another category. I was like, wow, we're spending a lot in this category. So not only does writing everything down help you create your budget for the next month, it also helps you see like maybe where you could cut back so that you can pay off your debt and maybe just have money for something else that you like really want. Like, if spending money, so much money in food, like I want to go on vacation, I want to buy new clothes, I want to, you know, buy Erin Condren stuff, obviously. Just maybe just cutting back and seeing where you are spending money. Like, personally, I don't really like food. I don't like cooking. I wish that someone would invent a little pill you could take, get all your vitamins, nutrients, and I wouldn't have to worry about cooking, eating, everything. Like, it literally just annoys me 90% of the time. Unless I'm eating like candy or something else. But I think that really helped me go, well, I think we can try to cut back. So that's what we did. October was this amount, but that was because it was Alex's birthday month, and I just figured we would go to one nicer place. Quick Trip was another category. I was just, like, I just broke it down by what I would say I was spending in the areas I was spending in, and Quick Trip is where I work, and I would just buy just chips all the time, and candy, and drinks, and we get like free like fountain drinks, but everything else like we basically have to pay for. So I was just spending and spending and spending. So that one I have cut back pretty drastically as well over the last 2 months. This is now part of my spending, so it's a good discipline for me to have this in my spending as well as coffee in my spending, because if I use all of the money that I have allotted for me for that week in those areas, it makes me realize, hey, you just spent all of the money that you had on food, basically. You have nothing to show for it, and wasn't that a waste kind of thing. Or maybe I'll come out at the end of the week going, well, I really wanted all those things, so that's how I wanted it that week. So I have switched that around. And like I said, a lot of this is just trial and error. So just start. Maybe just start today. If you've already started, maybe you can see somewhere where you can tweak it or something like that. I just want to share this knowledge that I feel like I've gained and help somebody out if I can. So continuing on, this was another section that I just realized I was just overspending in. Dominic is my son, and he would just be in the store, and basically as a bribe, I would just be like, oh, you can pick out something from the dollar spot, or yeah, you can have a candy on the way out, or whatever. And I just realized it was adding up and up and up and up. I probably spend like, you're gonna be ashamed for me, but like probably $100 of just crap a month on him. And now he makes way better decisions. He really has to think about it, because I'm trying to get him to understand the concept of money and the duration of which he has that money to only has that amount for. And he really is understanding. He's 5, he'll be 6 in March. And it's helped a lot, because I know that a lot of his purchases, it was my money, so he didn't really care. Now that it's his money, he's like, oh, well, do I really want this? And he puts stuff back all the time. Like, it infuriates me that I was not doing this already, because I probably could have had my credit card that we have still paid off with all of the money that I've spent on him. So anyway, Dominic's care is just like a set thing. It actually could probably go in fixed bills, but it's just not. I like it in this section. And then lunch money, he is on like a reduced lunch. So I basically paid for months. Like, he's good for months, but I just wanted to see it in here so that I could budget for it when it does need to happen. I think he still has like $30 in there, so he's probably good till like February. And then Halloween, this was his costume. I did buy it in September. I just wanted to put down basically everything. If it had its own little category, I just try to like categorize it out. Alex's spending money, that's my boyfriend. Basically, this includes his gas. This includes his cigarettes, which he smokes, and so that's why that's so high. I mean, if you have addictions like that, like, you have to pay for them. Like, there's no other way to say it, but that's why his is like that, and that's $150 a week. I've recently changed that. I've put our gas together so that we could start possibly saving money in gas, or cutting back the gas budget or something. But I have switched that one around too. So I basically switched like almost all of these. Haircuts, this one I just wanted to see as well. They'll probably need haircuts like every other month. I should have budgeted for it in November, and I freaking forgot. So I'm trying. It's new. It's all new to me. Every month is different, and I'm just wanting to make this video to help somebody else out. So his tires, we're both not going to need tires now for another 3 years, but I wanted to know how much his tires were. This was only 2 tires. So when I know that it's time for tires again in 3 years, I'm going to have to save money for both of our cars for 3 years. I know mine are about $900, and his will probably be like $600. So I'm going to need to save that over the next 3 years for our cars, unless we decide to get new cars or something. So just seeing it, and I knew that September was going to be a better month, so I knew that that was fine to get those then. So, but I wrote it down so I could see it, and it's there, and I can start future budgeting for it and having a sinking fund for the cars and stuff. And then this was another good thing for me to see, and so that it's here for this month, because maybe next year I'll send Alex home to see his mom and her boyfriend and his sister again. So knowing how much the plane ticket is to where they live, is good information as well. And his birthday is in October, so I would probably buy the tickets again in September. But that's not something that I would say should be in your budget every month, obviously. But maybe I'll start a sinking fund for Alex's birthday to send him home so he can see his mom and his sister. I'm lucky enough that my mom and dad live in the same state. They live 20 minutes away, but he's not as lucky and fortunate, so I try to budget for those things for him. I'm gonna say that this could probably be in like a vacation sinking fund after the new year. I'm gonna redo my sinking funds after I pay off the credit card, and probably after Christmas. I'm gonna tweak them a little bit, because right now my Christmas sinking fund is enormous. I have to save $225 every month, but that's the money I need for my Christmas presents. There's no other way to say it. That's how much I want to spend, and I'm saving. I'm not using a credit card, so there you have it. And then my spending, I gave myself $150. I went over. I've moved this. I've like added some categories together, so now I'm getting $100 a week, and Alex is getting $100 a week, and our gas is separate, and that's what we're doing in November to tweak it again. Again, like I said, this is all a learning process. We're tweaking things constantly. So cleaning, I spent a ton. I don't even know what I bought. Anyway, cleaning, I just like buying cleaning products. I don't necessarily need the cleaning products. I think that's why I made its own category for this budget, just because I think I bought some stuff off Grove Collaborative, and if you don't know what that is, it's like this natural products, environmentally friendly products, and yeah, I have shopping problems. So of course I like to clean. I love cleaning, and I buy too much crap. So I've recently combined this into a like household sinking fund. So I hopefully don't get into trouble with that one. Personal care. Usually that one's whatever I budget is, I just know like, oh, we're running low on deodorant, or we're running low on our body wash or something. So that one's usually pretty good. Clothing, I was gearing up for winter, which is going to happen every year. In September and October, I usually buy most of Dominic's stuff, because if you don't buy it in Arizona, I don't know how it is anyplace else, but in Arizona, if you do not buy the winter stuff when it's out, it will be gone. People here think that 80 degrees is freezing. We need sweaters, we need long pants, we need boots, we think that's cold. I know that it snows other places, and we don't have that here. We think 80 degrees is freezing. So I always buy usually up in September, so I definitely want to make sure that I remember that for next year when I'm doing my budget. And yeah, like I bought new pants, I bought Dominic some pajamas, and he is 5, so like he's growing. I'll probably need to do that every single year for a while. Like, he's a boy, and he is in the 98th percentile all the time on the growth scale, so he hasn't evened out yet. Let's just say that. Medicine, I've made a sinking fund as well. This to me wasn't like co-pays or anything like that. It wasn't having to do with my medical insurance. My medical insurance comes out of my check every week. So this was just basically for, like, we get stung by, or bit, whatever mosquitoes do, but we get attacked by them all year round. So I'm always buying like insect repellent and hydrocortisone cream and Band-Aids and Neosporin and ibuprofen, and I'm just always buying stuff like that just because why suffer? I'd rather go buy the cortisone cream or whatever. And I've tried the cheaper remedies like alcohol swabs and stuff like that. It just doesn't work for me. So I put this in its own sinking fund now. It goes with medical and bathroom stuff. So personal care is now in the same sinking fund. So that's been tweaked a little bit. My dad's birthday is always in September, so I'm going to have to make sure I budget for that. I think I'm going to have like a gift category, sinking fund after the new year. So that's just to see like, oh, I spent about $40 on him. So I need to make sure that like per birthday, per person, I have about $40 to $50 possibly. Except for like Alex and, except for, yeah, my boyfriend and Dominic might be a little more expensive. So, but that's just a little thing. This I probably won't ever have to like budget for a while now. My mom moved last year. She moved last month and in September. Sorry, I'm filming this in November. It's November now. And she lived in the house previously for 10 years. So I definitely don't think I'll have to be buying a housewarming gift anytime soon, because those are like the only people I really communicate with besides my boyfriend and my son. So I don't think I'm going to have to be buying a housewarming gift. It's just, it was its own category and I wanted it to be noted. Sophie is my cat and I gave her $20. She needs litter, she needs food. So basically this was just for the purpose of knowing what I was spending through the month. And if you don't want to start like actually writing down every single line item like this month, maybe just start writing down, like maybe like make some categories, or just start writing down what you actually are spending so that you can get a better estimate of what you need to put in your categories. Because for me, a lot of this stuff I just was winging this month because I was like, well, I'm just starting this out. Groceries were way over what we've been spending the last month. So just, I would start with just writing everything down. But these were the categories I had. Maybe you would have some other ones. I'm not sure. I just wanted to show you that I basically started out with just writing everything down. So that was the budget items, and then I always write down my fixed bills. And so I wrote down my fixed bills. Don't forget, like, if you have like a subscription to something, I just wrote those in my fixed bills, but make sure that you're writing down every single thing that comes out, all your expenses. Like for me, thankfully I had remembered to cancel like the PlayStation Network. It's like one of those things where I just don't think about it all the time. So just make sure that you're keeping in mind things that are not every month, that are like quarterly and stuff like that when you are sitting down with all of your bills. Also, like my pest control only comes out every other month. And then I also made sinking funds this month. They weren't a lot, but I just knew like card tags or card tabs, whatever the hell you call them. I've always called them card tags. On the little form, it said card tabs. And I was like, well, that's interesting. I've always called them card tags. So anyway, I'm calling them card tags. Remember just stuff like that. And you could start a sinking fund for them, especially if they're coming up really soon. All of the things I started sinking funds for were coming up soon. Like my Amazon Prime is due in December. So that's $120. So I just took 120 divided by, so we had September, October, November, December, divided by 4, and got, that's a good question, $30? I don't know how much I put towards it. I think it's $30 a month. Yeah, $30 a month. So that was one of my original sinking funds. Card tags was a sinking fund. I realized that I was putting a little bit too much away for that one. But those are due in January. So I did want to start like saving for those because I hate that those are due right after Christmas. I always feel like I don't have the money for them, and it's always annoying. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to start one for the card tags. I'm going to start one for Amazon. I started one for Christmas because normally what I do for Christmas, and this is not good. I hated that I was always doing this for Christmas, but normally I would put all of Christmas on credit cards, and I would hope that I would have enough with my taxes. Sometimes I would, sometimes it would take me a couple more months to pay off Christmas, but this year I have cash for everything. I'm so excited that I started doing this, and what I figured out that I needed was $900. I figured I needed $900 for Christmas, and so I took 900 divided by the 4, and I got $225 a month. So that's how I got that sinking fund. And then I also started out with shoe inserts. I always buy those in January, and I know they're $100. They're about $100. So that divided, I got to divide that one by 5. So that's $20 a month. And then, yeah, that was it. So those were my sinking funds, and that's basically all I budgeted for. I budgeted for in September. So just keep in mind that it's not going to be perfect. Just start somewhere. Like, honestly, like, I just can't even express to you how much I'm just, like, excited for this and happy that I started doing this. I am trying to follow Dave Ramsey's baby steps. So if you want to do what Dave Ramsey says with budgeting and whatnot, I can try to do like a video. I feel like there's tons of videos out there on it. If you want to hear from me about it, you can. But first of all, you're supposed to start with your $1,000 emergency fund, which I have in my savings account. You're supposed to take it out of your account, but it's in my savings account. And then you start working on your debt. So, but I think first and foremost, you should start budgeting. And budgeting is just more along the lines of being consistent with Dave Ramsey. It's just telling your money what to do. I'm not saying that I've abused money or just racked up a whole bunch of debt. If you watch my debt video, I kind of go into that. I have a bachelor's degree, but I paid for my schooling while I was going to school. I went to school full-time, I went to work full-time, and I paid for my school so I don't have student loan debt. I I refinanced my house, so that paid off a couple of my credit cards that I had. And me personally, I'm debt-free, and I just have my mortgage. But my boyfriend, who we are considering that we are a married couple, has a car loan and a credit card. So we're working at getting those paid off before we start doing the next baby step. But yeah, I just wanted to say basically start somewhere if you haven't started. If you think that it's too hard, I think that for me, just doing September very sloppily and just trying to just see where my money was going is the best place to start. I mean, maybe you want to just start having like a perfect little budget and everything mapped out for the month. Like, this is my November budget, and you don't have to have this right away. This took me 2 months to get it this like condensed and perfected and whatnot. So just take your time and just start. Like, even if you're not good at it, even if it seems daunting, writing stuff down isn't that bad. So like, or just keep your receipts and then you can do it at the end of the month or something. Just start tracking what you're spending. And I think that's it for today's video. I just really thought maybe because it's a new month and I know a lot of people have New Year's resolutions for fitness, health, whatever. I know that I want to have my budgeting system like down pat by the new year. So that's kind of my resolution. And I think that to not get overwhelmed and not get just defeated, maybe starting now by writing down your expenses for the next 2 months. I know December is going to probably be weird for most people because it is the holidays, but maybe just starting now, just by writing down your things will help so that you can like go full force if that's your New Year's resolution, to start today. Start writing things down, start seeing where you spend your money. If you like content like this, I try to do mostly budgeting videos, and you've watched the entire video, I think you should just subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Have a great day. Bye.